Gen Z are crazy, and I don't think GTA 6 will be able to top that. From mindless scrolling on TikTok to obsession with looks and adult content popularization, romanticizing mental health, nihilistic point of views, and overconsumption of food, content, and products in a way that makes life seems like a video game, even more extreme than GTA V. Let me explain. In 17 September 2013, GTA V was released, and in just 4 days it became the biggest selling piece of media in the world, bigger than any movie show or music ever made, making $1 billion in just 3 days.
And the game made almost $1 billion in sales in just the first 24 hours. Placed $1 billion.
From well-written character, to good story, to amazing world building, to the game mechanics. GTA V seems to have it all. You can definitely sense the amount of care for details in the game, and the sense of freedom is what made the game special. But the game explored every form of degeneracy in a way that was shocking to some people, that it was banned or censored in multiple countries. Fast forward to the present, and GTA V content is not really that shocking anymore, with the rise of shows like The Boys that raise the bar even higher. And because of reality becoming a big parody of GTA V today, society becomes so absurd that it's hard to make satire about it. It's hard to raise the bar more. The madness of today's society is hard to top. Life has changed so much in the last 10 years that it seems like a different century, and Gen Z seems like the main reason in today's age. Us, Gen Z, influence culture more than any other group, which caused a rise of extreme body standards for both male and female, more plastic surgeries performed than ever, more drug usage than never, loneliness and depression at its highest, OnlyFans models making millions from pixels on a screen, younger men losing hope for a better future. Places like Dubai went from being known as modest religious places to a place where rich men fly IG models to ironic cause they banned GTA V in 2013. More people getting richer than ever scamming other people. Art losing its value with the rise of AI. People making millions acting like video games NPCs in TikTok. The rise of hustle culture and the whole coronavirus thing seems crazier than any game ever made. Life seems like a video game with a new update or a patch every other week. And the main character in this video game are Gen Z, the most extreme generation to exist. The doomer, nihilistic generation that think life is meaningless, which in some cases lead to chaos. Drugs, sex, money, and instant dopamine hits, and a lot of dumb people like these.
Shaking is such a primal practice of releasing trauma and somatic blockages and emotions through our body, especially.
She grabbed my camera.
And I'm just done crying because people expect me to work. Do people not understand that I'm just a girl? What do you want from me? I'm supposed to go to yoga classes, day drink with my girlfriends in a cute cafe.
It's actually funny how the GTA 6 trailer doesn't even compare to the amount of nonsense in clips we saw. It's hard to imagine Gen Z growing up and really becoming adults with responsibilities, not shouting in people's faces for once, and actually listen to what's being said. On top, the amount of change in our lives from year to year seems so vast that it's actually hard to keep up. And with big media shoving up new content and ads upon our asses every 2 seconds, it became very obvious that our generation is losing control. I don't think our monkey brain's supposed to process that amount of information in one day, and AI is probably going to make it even worse. Food is a big part of this too. With government promoting unhealthy, addictive food with profit motives only, that people are more obese than ever. Hormonal imbalances at the top, and everyone raging because of that. And with the rise of plastic surgeries, now people can change the look of their faces, like they're changing their video game avatar. And that started a whole obsession with looks movement. Men looking up to bodybuilders and injecting new forms of drugs to achieve a certain physique, just like a character upgrade in a game. So somehow GTA lost its shock value that made the old games so much better. In GTA V, you can see the similarities with real life. The city from the outside is aesthetically pleasing, but it's until you talk with people that you realize that almost no one is really happy. All that glamour in the outside is sadly fake, just like Michael life. And because of everyone exposing their life online, everyone seems unsatisfied with where they at. We're left with a generation that constantly seek the next dopamine rush to cover that feeling. And although the internet's supposed to make our lives better, it somehow made it worse. Michael had 2 kids who at the time were a warning of how this generation might end up. Fast forward to 2023 and the 2 kids is the norm, a fat gamer boy who spends most of his time playing video game and eating junk food, and the spoiled, self-obsessed daughter. And the whole imagery couldn't be more accurate nowadays. But from what we've seen, in the GTA 6 trailer, they parodied a couple of real-life events, except unlike GTA 5, it was less crazier because they had to censor a couple of scenes with naked people in them, which shows how absurd society has become that even GTA have to censor real-life events, which is crazy, which begs the question, where did we as a society become so degenerate that even GTA had to censor itself? And what's even more scary is that the next generation, Gen Alpha, is probably going to be worse. A generation that don't have any idea how life was before the internet will end up probably even worse than Generation Z. So the future is not really that promising, and soon enough, Gen Z will have to take more responsibilities and actually raise the next generations, which is even scarier. So it's on us to actually take back control of our lives, limit our consumption behavior, learn how to be more responsible, and actually try to reflect on our decisions in life if we don't want to end up as a waste generation. So it's our time to actually grow up, which is scary, I understand, but necessary. And part of growing up is realizing how much the internet is rotting out brains and trying to limit the usage of our phones and actually spend time outside, shifting our attention to people we share our lives with. Instead of celebrities, we're yet to experience a generation that fully grow up using the internet, but soon will, and if we don't actually do something about it, the next generations will deal with more mental health issues than Gen Z did, and it will keep getting worse until we realize we are so separated from reality that nothing has meaning anymore, especially with the new trend of AI supermodels that shows that human connection future is terrifying. AI girlfriends is a thing too. The future doesn't seem promising, and at a certain point, we Gen Z will be the last generation that lived no internet life. And we have to live up to certain standards if we don't want a dystopian future, a future that looks confusing in the best case scenarios and terrifying and destructive to human in its worst scenario. A future that movies like WALL-E, Fight Club tried to warn us about, but we thought it was ridiculous and far-fetched to be reality, but day after day it became more than obvious that that's the direction we're heading towards. So that was it. If you like the content, subscribe, and I'm out.